Breaking news that could directly impact your finances in the coming weeks. The IRS has just announced the official payment dates for the long-awaited $2,600 stimulus checks, and these payments will begin arriving in mailboxes as early as March 1, 2025, with the majority of Americans expected to receive their checks by April 30, 2025. This isn't speculation or a rumor, this is the official timeline confirmed by the Treasury Department earlier this morning. For months, there's been confusion about when these checks would arrive, how eligibility would work, and what steps people need to take to ensure they don't miss out. Today, we're going to break down every critical detail you need to know, from the exact payment schedule to the IRS's updated eligibility rules, potential delays to watch for, and even the proactive steps you can take right now to avoid headaches down the road. If you've been waiting for clarity on this stimulus program, you're in the right place. Let's start with the basics. These $2,600 stimulus checks are part of a federal economic stabilization plan approved by Congress last year, designed to offset rising living costs and provide targeted relief to middle and low-income households. Unlike previous stimulus programs tied to emergencies like the pandemic, this initiative is preemptive, aiming to shore up household budgets ahead of projected economic challenges in late 2025. The IRS has spent the last year finalizing eligibility criteria, cross-referencing tax data, and coordinating with state agencies to ensure a smoother rollout than we've seen in the past. But here's the catch: while the checks are technically part of a 2025 relief package, your eligibility hinges on your 2024 tax return, which you filed just weeks or months ago. That means the income you reported, your filing status, and even the dependents you claimed on your most recent tax return will determine whether you qualify for the full $2,600, a reduced amount, or nothing at all. The IRS has confirmed that payments will be mailed as physical checks, not direct deposits, unless you proactively opt into electronic payments by February 28, 2025. This is a critical deadline. If you miss it, you'll have to wait for a paper check to arrive by mail, which could take weeks longer than a direct deposit. Why is the IRS relying on mailed checks this time? Officials cite security concerns, explaining that physical checks reduce the risk of large-scale fraud compared to digital transfers. However, this approach has drawn criticism from lawmakers and advocates who argue that mailing checks will inevitably lead to delays, lost payments, and frustration for vulnerable populations like seniors or low-income families without stable housing. Regardless of the debate, the reality is this: if you want your money as quickly as possible, you need to log into your IRS account this week and confirm your direct deposit details. Otherwise, you'll be at the mercy of the Postal Service. Now, let's talk eligibility. To qualify for the full $2,600 stimulus check, your adjusted gross income (AGI) on your 2024 tax return must be below $75,000 if you're a single filer, $112,500 if you're a head of household, or $150,000 if you're married and filing jointly. If your income exceeds these thresholds, your payment will be reduced by $5 for every $100 over the limit. For example, a single filer who earned $80,000 in 2024 would see their $2,600 check reduced by $250, calculated as $5 x 5 increments of $100 over $75K, leaving them with $2,350. The payment phases out entirely for single filers earning over $100,000 and married couples earning over $200,000. But there's a significant twist this time: the stimulus includes $500 per dependent, with no age restrictions. That means if you claimed a college student, an elderly parent, or a disabled adult as a dependent on your 2024 taxes, they'll count toward your total. A married couple with 3 dependents, for instance, could receive $2,600 plus $500 x 3 equals $4,100. This expanded dependent provision is a major win for families, as previous stimulus programs excluded older teens and adults. However, there's a catch that's tripping up many people: non-filers must act now to qualify. If you didn't file a 2024 tax return either because your income was too low or you're part of a non-taxable group like certain retirees, you're not automatically out of luck. The IRS has reopened its non-filer portal specifically for this stimulus program, allowing non-filers to submit simplified tax information by March 15, 2025. But this portal is only available for a limited time, and missing the deadline means you'll have to wait until 2026 to claim your payment through a formal tax return. The process is straightforward. you'll need to provide your social security number, income statements, if any, and dependent information. The IRS estimates that most non-filers who submit their data by March 15 will receive their checks by late April 2025. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Why are these checks arriving in 2025 when the economy is already facing challenges today? The answer lies in the program's design. Lawmakers structured this stimulus as a preemptive measure, not a reactive one. Economic models suggest that inflation, though cooling now, could rebound sharply in late 2025 due to global supply chain pressures and rising energy costs. By distributing checks in early 2025, the government aims to give households time to pay down debt, build savings, or cover essential expenses before those predicted economic headwinds hit. Additionally, the IRS needed nearly a year to update its systems after the 2024 tax season concluded. Since eligibility is based on 2024 tax returns which millions of Americans filed just weeks ago, the agency required time to process returns, flag discrepancies, and verify dependent claims. While the timeline has frustrated some, officials insist that this method reduces errors and ensures fairer distribution compared to the rushed stimulus programs of 2020 and 2021. Another key detail: your mailing address must be up to date with the IRS. If you've moved since filing your 2024 taxes, the check could be sent to your old address, and the Postal Service won't forward government payments. To avoid this, you need to file IRS Form 8822, Change of Address, immediately. The form takes about 2 weeks to process, so submitting it by February 20, 2025, gives the IRS enough time to update your record before the first checks go out in March. If you're unsure whether the IRS has your current address, log into your IRS account online or call the stimulus hotline. Representatives are available 24/7 to assist with address changes, direct deposit enrollments, and eligibility questions. Let's talk about potential delays. While the IRS aims to complete all payments by April 30, 2025, several factors could slow your check's arrival. First, tax return errors or audits. If your 2024 tax return is flagged for review, say, due to mismatched income reporting or an unresolved dependent dispute, your stimulus check will be delayed until the issue is resolved. The IRS recommends double-checking your tax return for accuracy and responding promptly to any notices you receive. Second, mail service slowdowns. The Postal Service has warned of potential delays in high-volume areas, particularly rural regions and cities with staffing shortages. If you live in an area with a history of slow mail delivery, opting for direct deposit is even more critical. Third, banking errors. If you signed up for direct deposit but entered the wrong account or routing number, the IRS will mail a paper check after the deposit attempt fails, adding weeks to your timeline. To avoid this, triple-check your banking details in the IRS portal and confirm them by February 28. Scams are already surging, so vigilance is crucial. Fraudsters are sending fake texts, emails, and social media messages claiming to expedite your stimulus check in exchange for a fee or personal information. One common phishing message reads, "Your $2,600 IRS stimulus check is on hold. Click here to confirm your identity and release payment." Remember, the IRS will never contact you unsolicited via phone, email, or text. If someone asks for your social security number, bank login, or payment to unlock your check, it's a scam. Report suspicious activity to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov and forward phishing emails to phishing@irs.gov. What should you do if your check doesn't arrive by April 30? First, use the IRS's Where's My Payment? tool, which goes live on March 5, 2025. Enter your social security number, date of birth, and mailing address to track your payment status. If the tool shows your check was mailed but you haven't received it, wait 15 business days before taking further action. After that, you can file a payment trace request through the IRS website or by calling the stimulus hotline. You'll need to complete Form 3911, Taxpayer Statement regarding refund, and provide documentation proving your identity and address. The trace process takes 6-8 weeks, so patience is key. Now, let's discuss how to make the most of your stimulus check once it arrives. Financial advisors recommend using the funds to 1. Pay down high-interest debt, credit cards, payday loans, 2. Build an emergency fund, aim for 3-6 months of living expenses, or 3. invest in necessities like car repairs, medical bills, or home maintenance. While it's tempting to splurge on non-essentials, remember that this stimulus is meant to stabilize your finances ahead of uncertain times. If you're debt-free and have a robust emergency fund, consider allocating a portion to retirement accounts or education savings plans for tax advantages. Before we wrap up, let's recap the key points. Payment dates: checks mailed March 1, April 30, 2025. Eligibility: based on 2024 tax returns, $500 per dependent. Direct deposit deadline: February 28, 2025. Address updates: file form 8822 by February 20. Non-filers: submit data via the IRS portal by March 15. Scams: ignore unsolicited requests for personal info. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button. It helps us reach more people with critical updates. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video, where we'll dive deeper into IRS deadlines, stimulus check myths, and financial planning tips. Sharing this video with friends and family could literally save them thousands of dollars. Many folks still don't realize these checks are tied to 2024 taxes or that dependents of all ages qualify. Thanks for watching, and remember, while $2,600 might not solve all your financial challenges, it's a powerful tool if used wisely. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and we'll see you in the next video.